So how long have you been foraging?
So I've been foraging for probably about 4 years, ever since I went out with my dad. He took me mushroom hunting for the first time, so yeah, about 4 years. Foraging, I guess, is finding wild foods and maybe like consuming them as well. I mean, really just like finding wild foods that are not grown, foods that you can find just around.
So foraging is like edible things.
Yeah. I mean, edible. It definitely can be edible. I mean, it could even be like materials for wild materials for like basket weaving or something, or maybe medicinal, things like that. But it's really just kind of, I guess, maybe foraging is just finding wild things just finding wild things and utilizing those in certain ways.
Did you create the Foraging Club?
I did, yeah. Over the summer I had the idea, and then I kind of pitched it, I guess you could say, to some of my friends, and they thought it was cool, so we kind of started it.
Do you forage just mushrooms, or is it other things as well?
So we titled it Foraging Club to kind of make it broad, to open up the table for some plants as well, and I am pretty familiar with the common plant species around here. I would say like I know way more mushrooms than I do plants, but we definitely do forage for some plants. Like the tree right here, that's white spruce, so we will, that's edible, the needles. So, I mean, if I'm walking down and we're doing like a little excursion, I might point something out that I know, and show them. But primarily mushrooms.
Is there a specific part of Oregon that you like to forage in more than others?
Yeah, I love the coast. The coast is just absolutely phenomenal for foraging. Unfortunately, it's kind of far away, but the coastal winds and the rain and everything just like bring in so much diversity, and it's just a whole different world. I mean, to an outsider, like maybe not an outsider, but to someone who is unfamiliar with like plants and fungi and stuff, they'll just kind of see it as a forest. But like when I go out there, I mean, I just see like it's just completely different. It's just a totally different world, and it's just so much fun. I just love the coast.
What are like common species of mushrooms, or like?
Yeah, so the Oregon State mushroom is the chanterelle. That's probably the most common wild mushroom people will be familiar with, because it's just really common in our forest. It's sold in the grocery stores, and of course, it's the state mushroom. It's like bright golden, and it's you'll find it like really in any coniferous forest in Oregon.
Do you think foraging has changed your life in any way?
Has changed my life 100%. Yeah, I mean, it's allowed me to not focus just like being inside. I've definitely like been able to get off my phone a lot more. It's given me an appreciation for other life forms that like just stand still, I guess. Definitely it's just fun. I mean, if there's like one activity that I just absolutely love to do, it's like foraging. It's also kind of shaped like what I do with friends too. I mean, sometimes I'll take my friends, like foraging, or like some people I meet, they're like, I mentioned that I forage, and they're like, that's so cool, like, do you want to go foraging? And yeah, let's do it. So I mean, it's definitely changed my life in a lot of ways.
Yeah.